Hello and welcome to the third annual GRAPPL FPL Draft. I'm JP, and everyone's can do an intro from here, so we just go along the top.
Hello, I'm Andy.
I'm JP.
Oh, it's me. I'm Matty.
I'm Gareth.
Oh no, I've got nobody left to beat now.
You're Benno now.
You're well covered if you want.
Oh no. It is the star of the show. Mr. 800 in the world.
With that Waterford top on.
Oh.
He turned up in the end, didn't he, the good lad?
I'm disappointed you're not wearing yours, JP. Did you get yours yet?
No. So, I said to him, oh, well, my brother will post it over. So he just went, I'll give it to him then. And he was waiting for a medium, and I thought, that's ambitious, Pat, but go on. So he's going to be sending it over to me along with my birthday present and stuff next week. So he's like, there's that and something else he got me for my birthday. So what a brother. I thought, I'll take that. He was
happy days.
He was a prick to me when he was younger. I'm amazed he gets away with it. No, and we're back.
Reparations.
Oh, God, yeah. It is like probably owes me big time. we're back. Another FPL draft on here again. We're still waiting for at the moment there's 7 of us. We're waiting for another 5 to jump into the room. So if you're joining us on, if you're one of the patrons, you can obviously join us. You'll be with us on YouTube, but we are also live on Twitch, whatever that is these days, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, where do we? I said I'd shut up after I did the radio voice intro, and we just carry on the conversations before. So, just to throw out a conversation, who's getting relegated?
Well, I was just saying just before we went live, my picks are Luton, Sheffield United, and Wolves. I think for me they're the standout worst teams in the league.
I think myself Luton, Sheffield United because they got no money, and yeah, it's probably an obvious one. It's probably Wolves. Yeah, would agree with Chris.
It's tough to look past those 3, because Wolves were getting rid of the manager 3 days from the start of the season, looking for the new manager bounce already.
It's of course United.
It's like where did the goals come from? It's like Cunha isn't going to score a huge amount. I can't imagine. And there wasn't really a lot of goal threat from them last year.
To be honest, Chris, they'll be sticking Craig Dawson up front at this rate, bringing out his striking boots from when he were 18.
Come on,
Radcliffe.
If there's nothing we love more, is when you stick a centre up. I remember Paul Warhurst as well. That's
Dion Dublin weren't it?
I saw on a football memory the other day when David James got brought on up front. Like they had a proper shirt made for him to play up front, and they stuck him up front.
Against Middlesbrough or something?
Yeah, I think so. I think every striker at the club had got injured, and they were like, "Well, we'll stick the big man up front." It was David James, which
I may be misremembered. I'm sure there was a season for Leicester where Matty Elliott scored more goals than Emil Heskey because it was just the last 10, 15 minutes of each game. They just send him up and hoof it long.
Was that during the Worthington Cup run, Will?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And was Ian Marshall playing then as well? That wild man.
Yeah, I think he was.
Always remember when Big Sam was the Rovers manager, we used to send Chris Samba up top when we were in need of a goal. And he scored a couple against Spurs one time when we were like 3-1 down, I think. And we ended up winning 4-3 or something stupid.
He was a fantasy football legend, him.
Samba was a boss. He was one of my favourite ever defenders.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was massive. What
happened to him in the end?
We sold him to CSKA Moscow.
Yeah.
And he played out most of his career in Russia, and then he came back to England for a different team, I think, and had a pretty poor run. Maybe West Brom.
Yeah,
somebody.
He came back quick QPR. he had played 10
QPR,
games
blue, there
for.
you go, blue and white. I know it was.
Would that have been in the documentary phase with Tony Fernandez?
It might have been around the Rio Ferdinand era, that.
It's when they had the Russian oligarch as owner at QPR.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that child.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there was something weird. There was something weirdly Russian connection between why Samba came back and why he went to QPR.
Gary Doherty. That's one of the things.
Gary
that
Doherty, yeah.
Rob here and like he was. That showed you how desperate Ireland were. He was like a regular up top, wasn't he, James? You know?
The one joker for the relegation battle is if ourselves, Leicester, and the other 4 losers manage to actually get Everton a points deduction. Because I think that, Sean Dyche will do just enough to keep Everton up. But if they get a points deduction for financial fair play,
Is it that bad for them?
yeah, no, I think like, who knows? But like the court case is happening this season. I think it's October, November time it's happening, and like the amount they've lost, it certainly seems like they're pushing the boundaries of financial fair play.
Sounds about right, doesn't it? But
You just get Chang Beer to send them, 40 more million or something to be fine.
you know what would sort that out? Cheeky Saudi owner. Then you can launder the book.
Or some cheeky Saudi signings.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, no! It's live on DAZN, isn't it? Which is
It is, yeah.
I'm kind of curious to meet those people who are going to watch it, like with like a sense of like, but there's these big names there, and you can be like, that's how bad it is.
Al Nassr till I die. I'm Al Nassr till I die.
And you could easily die.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, there's a fair chance, Chris. Even having
don't
that
lose your
point,
head.
you
They
mean.
don't agree with your lifestyle choices, you could easily die.
But I have had to sign up for DAZN for the NFL this season because that's all moved there. So I don't know if I get the Saudi Arabian League as a part of the package or something. I'll have to
We'll still get like Red Zone on Sky, won't we? The 6 o'clock result show, which is a good thing.
That's all we need.
Don't
Really.
want to be paying extra for it. Fuck that.
Just go to Reddit. It turns up. The links are there.
Yeah.
There's always water flowing somewhere.
Well, the Americans are busy discovering that men play football because of Messi moving over.
Messi's already the equal highest goal scorer into Miami's history.
Yeah.
He's only been there 7 games. It's just like
Funnily you say about Messi, we were having a conversation at work today about is there a footballer out there you'd be shocked that something had come out about him, like whiter than white footballers nowadays.
I was all about Michael Owen, frankly.
I mean, I'd be shocked with Messi just because I'd involve him being allowed out by himself at night. He just always seems like he's completely controlled by his handlers,
But he had some tax problems, didn't he, Messi?
everyone in Spain has tax problems.
yeah.
It's like part and
more-
parcel of how it works out there.
Nearly anybody that's moved to like Barcelona.
That's more the clubs than the players.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
amazing, though. Because surely
yeah.
they just went to him, you owe 15 million in tax. If I win it, there you go. Piss off. Like, give them
but
the
it's
money,
like-
go away. Problem
It's
is.
that Jimmy Carr thing, isn't it? Where it's like, oh, it's not me, it's my finances or whatever. And Messi's the same. Like his dad looks after everything for him. Messi's like you say, like Messi's been handled since he was like 10 years old. Like as like they
Who
brought
are
him.
hermited?
Like Barcelona flew his entire family over to Spain from Argentina, gave them all cushy jobs, and then like developed him in the academy all the way through. Broke his legs every year so he'd grow a bit taller and all that sort of shit. And then
Took him on growth hormone.
Yeah.
he's just like been made in a lab, never been allowed out. He'll retire and then just have no idea what to do with himself.
He's like the Michael Jackson of football, isn't he?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think there will be a story that will come out about him that will be really sad. Yeah, but not in that sense. Yeah,
Just doing one-uppies and dribble exercises with a chimpanzee to while away the evenings.
Whatever floats his boat, isn't it?
I was going to say, I think Will will be the only one that gets it, but he's like Steve Smith in that he can't sleep during the season. He just does keep you up. He's in a hotel.
Big Qatari pro wrestling vibes from the Saudi league, minus Carlito and Chris Masters.
Well, have they got Stephen Linsky as referee?
Hey, you know, funnily enough, I started watching 5-Star Wrestling last night, and that Carlito, Chris Masters, and Linsky are all on it. It's just like the original.
All the guys out with their hands out, waiting for the £50 notes to.
I would say with the whiter than white footballers, originally the first one was Ryan Giggs, wasn't it? And then it all come out about him being a tosser. It's like, no, it couldn't be Ryan Giggs. He can't do a thing like that. Well, skeletons deposit.
Obviously, as wrestling fans, we went through this with Chris Benoit because he was like, oh, he's the guy he's such a nice guy. He really loves wrestling. He's an artist. And like even before the stuff, obviously that happened, 2007. He was, beating up Nancy back in 2000, and it was just all hushed up. So yeah.
Well, there was that stuff where he made was it Maven do squats until he pissed blood fibers or whatever it was. That was a really weird story. Yeah.
Has Maven mentioned that on his?
I don't know if it was Maven. It was definitely one of them like tough enough like youngsters or somebody trying to prove themselves to Benoit, and Benoit just like, oh yeah, just do squats with me one day, like freestanding squats or whatever. And Benoit just kept on going and refused to let the guy stop. And they ended up doing it for ages. And the guy was like, he said he was pissed. He said when he was pissing, it looked like he was pissing cola. Because it was just like blood and stuff coming out because he'd worked out that badly. Just like...
I think it was
Chris, it was me all along.
Do we have any? Is there any wild tips anyone's got that like for this year? Or any? I say wild tips. Anyone you think is going to overperform, massively underperform? I think Brentford are going to underperform, and I think Villa are going to over.
I reckon Villa are in for a big year. Chelsea will have a big bounce back year because they've got no Europe to play in, so they should eventually get things right and be solid again. I
think Liverpool will be good again.
I don't know. Just with that midfield, I just think
they need a big centre defensive midfielder, don't they?
They really do.
And I don't think Lavia will be the answer to that.
There was a thing on Sky just before I came on where they'd said they were looking at a record bid at Caicedo,
which I like the idea of, like taking the unit makes some sense, doesn't it?
You hear how much he actually cost Brighton? $4.5 million.
Yeah, and they've already rejected
it's ridiculous.
And they've already rejected like 65 million or whatever.
Chris's comment.
That's a good name for your team now. Somebody named their team Maven Pissing Blood.
You watch. It's not going to be. I'm sure it's Maven. I know the story's correct, but I'm sure it's.
I mean, you got to admire Brighton because they clearly have, like, their sporting director clearly has, like, balls of steel because you've had such a successful season and you're just selling all your best players because you're convinced that you have the new talent that will do just as well for you. Because this is what eventually fucked up Leicester, which is we got to a certain point where Rodgers just didn't want to sell the best players and bring new players in. He wanted to keep the team he had. And so it started to stagnate. So, look, it could all go horribly wrong for Brighton if these new players aren't up to snuff.
Yeah.
But, they're sticking to their strategy.
Eventually, you are going to get one or two of those picked wrong. And that's the... Because not everyone's going to end up like Kante or Vardy or, those sort of players that Leicester brought through and eventually failed on. And the same with, like you're saying, for Brighton. Eventually, one of those players, whether it's Martin O'Fire's nephew or whichever lad they've just pulled out of Paraguay or some guy they've pulled out the arse crack of Papua New Guinea or whatever ends up not being the guy to replace the guy they've just sold or whatever.
But I would say, Chris, they use one of these, transfer scout systems. So it's like a conglomerate, probably a board of about 7 or 8 people, and they decide, right, this player's the correct player for you. Like Plymouth have used it in League One, and there's a couple in League Two. Funnily enough, Rochdale have got involved with it. I think it's called MRKT. They look at like statistics of like this like right midfielder has got right passing average and all that, and say, oh, he'd be good for your club, good for your budget and what have you. And it sort of takes, like, especially with Rochdale, like Jim McNulty's like the head coach, and it takes away the pressure. He can just go coach the football side, and they do all like the transfer dealings behind.
The problem for Brighton in that regard is that the guy that used to make the decisions for them is now at Chelsea. That's why there's so much interest in like Brighton players from Chelsea, because the guy that makes the decisions has moved over there, sort of thing. But yeah, Brighton do one of the best ways to do it. I think Brentford do really well by not having a youth team and having a B team instead. That, organises its own things. Like, Romeo Beckham and people are there. They exist outside the pyramid, sort of thing.
Funnily enough, I seen on Sky Sports News he's been sold undisclosed fee to Inter Miami. So his dad's bought him.
Yeah, I'm surprised in that one, but I think that was always the plan with Romeo, to be fair.
What happened with Phil Neville and his son?
Yeah. Rovers
so
always.
What you're saying is Romeo done.
Hello, gents. How's it going?
How are we doing?
I was getting some last-minute scouting in, getting sorted. I was going to ask, before we go live at 9 for the draft, what do we reckon, 60 or 90 seconds? It was 90 last year. I did set it to 60 because Garrett's not here, and like waiting for his auto drafts might be a bit painful if we leave it at 90. But is 60 too fast? I don't know.
Is there a way we can skip?
No, it gives him 90 seconds to make his pick.
And then just auto-selects it.
Okay.
Yeah, only when he does.
If it's only one person, it's not too bad, though. You know what I mean? If it was like 3 or 4, you'd be like, Jesus.
Shall I set it back to 90 then?
Yeah.
I think the 60 is very tight.
Yeah,
the pressure's on. That just goes like that,
Not when you have 122 players on your watch list.
That's worse.
Yes,
you can't even read them in 60 seconds.
The
worst bit is figuring out like that it's your pick. The amount of times we will sit there for like 80 seconds.
Daydreaming,
Jamesy, it's you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try.
I ended up with Visa from Brentford, but I just was never going to admit that publicly. It's like shit.
Not in the first round, hopefully.
At least it gives you a player, and it's not just a missed turn. Like, that'd be a disaster.
Oh God!
You just have to pick. You just have to pick all your picks at the end out of the drag.
Yeah, with the drops. Yeah.
Whilst Benno's gone,
Brentford under 23 team.
Whilst Benno's gone, I'll quickly say we had a fun guest speaker at work today. We had Azim Rafiq. No, I wasn't talking about cricket, Benno.
I was going to say.
You're lucky that I didn't know that.
I just go as well.
Like me, it's the TNT thing last week. All kinds of celebrities walking past and no one anywhere. It's set to 90 seconds, and the other thing I turned off that was on was I could have made it so that I have to approve all transfers. I've turned that off. I've enjoyed that.
That's the proper league commissioner stuff from.
That's full on the league, isn't it?
Yeah. Collusion.
I think last that year we were pretty reasonable, weren't we? There wasn't any there wasn't those hijinks at the end of the year. People were trying to pressure young Connor into giving us those players, but he didn't back down. So integrity of the league was kept.
I still can't believe I traded for Tony 30 minutes before he got the announcement that he was getting suspended.
On the match.
That's so
funny. It worked out okay in the end.
Yeah, I got the games I wanted out of him, to be fair.
Yeah.
So.
I'm mostly proud of us
we announced that trade.
For sticking to the relegation rule. Like, I thought Matty was going to worm his way back into this year, but I like the second league there. It gives Matty and Connor a second chance.
Oh, it was good. It was good, that stream last night.
I'm still expecting Matty to pop up here somehow.
Oh, he probably will. Yeah, he's got the link.
He's behind you in the house there, Benno, isn't he?
Oh
He's
yeah.
lurking in
Do
the
we actually
background.
believe? Do we believe Garrett's not actually here? It's just Matty's just in charge of Garrett's team or something like that. That's probably what it is.
Took his login.
Seriously.
But Benno, the question is money involved in this league?
Oh, we
Yeah, I
didn't
was
even
going to
last
say
year.
we're doing the £20 in again.
same as last year.
I assume
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is, I think the person who comes last should get the 20 quid back rather than giving third place anything. I think the wooden spoon should get some solace.
Like a parachute payment.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a relegation playoff
50 pence.
against the second in the in second division.
But,
You're gonna-
will that encourage match fixing? No.
That's the problem.
Losing on purpose to get the money back.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Especially-
agree on the 20, and we'll figure the rest out later. But definitely
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
again as long as nobody objects. Sound. But yeah, Carl, you back in, mate. I'll let you back in. Oh yeah.
Thanks.
We friends again now.
Through that door behind. Matt is actually through that door behind me. So
So has anyone got? We got. Sorry, 6 minutes
No,
left. I was wondering if anyone had any crazy tips. I was saying at the very start, the best tip I got was that I should pick fourth, and I thought, well, the chance will be a fucking fine thing, seeing as it's automatically decided. So like, he went, you'll have a good pick in the third round, and I went again. I'm not in control of any of that shit.
I think the strikers are going to
if you
be.
get fourth now, though, we know it's fucking fixed, don't we? That's
There you go. Yeah, we'll know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think the strikers are going to be a real struggle because they were bad. They're bad
Yeah.
enough in the actual
There's
game.
no strikers. Yeah.
It's Haaland and then who else? I'm going 4-5-1. I don't know about you, Jamesy. Like, I'm not even considering the second striker.
Joe Pedro has been a godsend.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
refusing
it
to
is.
pick him. Refusing to pick
All
him.
right, Ed.
One thing.
There is champions here.
Last year's champions here.
Hello.
One thing.
Champs here. Champs here.
I was going to say then, Jamesy, I reckon they've massively broken the game, like by being so stubborn about like making the likes of Salah a striker. Like, if we leave it 3 more years, there's going to be no strikers in the game.
Yeah.
There's going to be no one. Like, it's not a position
There's no-
anymore at that point.
There's no such thing as number 9s really anymore. Like, I mean, maybe 4 or 5 teams out of the 20 in the league have a proper number 9, and the rest is players like Salah. Like Rashford should be a striker. Like, why is he a midfielder? Why is he the same? Why is he the same position as Caicedo in the game? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Or
It
they
is
need
one
to come up with
thing.
it.
Yeah, it's one thing that Fantrax do much better than FPL, where every player gets rated on like passes made or like so even like defensive midfielders can accumulate a lot of points just through the way that
Sky
they play their
Fantasy
game.
has that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Passing
It's,
tiers, like if
yeah.
a player gets above a certain number of passes in a game, they'll get points.
Yeah.
If they get above a certain number of tackles in a game, they'll get points. So there's value in Caicedo and Lavia and Casemiro and these guys.
Yeah, exactly. It makes every player an option if they play consistently or whatever.
Lindsay brings up the point of the draft last night. I would call it the championship draft. That even with 8 players, had serious trouble with strikes.
Well, I mean,
NXT, can we call them
Apple
NXT?
League
Yeah.
North. Yeah.
NXT GRAPPL UK, is that
I didn't want to put the UK.
Just to butt in, FPL Raptors got a source here saying Ruben Diaz will not be travelling with the Man City squad to Burnley for game week 1. Gavardio will be travelling with the squad.
Okay. I'll reassess my draft list. Oh no, Guardiola was already 17th, so that's fine.
One thing to remember is this is an African Cup of Nations year.
Ooh, spicy.
Now you tell us.
I mean, it's every other year, so
I don't remember last week.
Yeah, between Chris and Lindsay there, yeah, saying it's Haaland and loads of well, Haaland Jr. in Evan Ferguson, I think suddenly becomes a much more interesting prospect if he starts.
Yeah.
I don't know if he will do for the first few games.
No, he hasn't played much in pre-season apparently,
No.
which is very odd.
That's the worst thing with them because they've got a lot of good players, but you don't know. Like, there's probably 6 in midfield that could play every week, isn't there? It's
yeah.
like a weird situation. The only
Are we
team that's
missing,
like that, really, though. Like,
Are we
even
missing
if
one
they're settled
person?
and they're playing well, they're not going to play every week, are they?
Is Jordan?
Oh, Jordan's not joining.
He's
but,
doing it remotely.
playing From, yeah.
So Jordan and
everyone,
Gareth then, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? So we would have everyone.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 minutes, lads. Getting tasty, getting nervous.
On the real football chat, City winning the league again, depressingly.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I say no. I think Arsenal's got the best shout.
I don't think we're going to start the season as well. All I'll say is, as well, and this is a whole bigger thing, the Ramsdale-Raya thing. I mean, the Raya bit is actually a great bit of business. Looking at it,
How did
They're
they pull
lucky
that
that
off?
they've got them now. Got him now.
got him now. Considering,
You've probably done
you
the
know-
best in the transfer market, though, haven't you? Out of the top, probably the top four, top six, probably. To be fair, you've got a good selection across the board, haven't you?
apart from another defensive midfielder,
Yeah.
that's still a weaker area is midfield with a couple of injuries.
Need a
Once that
striker
becomes-
that can finish as well.
Yeah.
That's
Tim-
what Havertz is there for, I suppose.
Timbia is going to be an interesting one because he might end up playing even midfield for certain games.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think he was mainly bought because of how bad Rob Holding and everybody did as a replacement defender. But I think he can fit in everywhere along the line, sort of thing. So he's a perfect versatile guy to add in.
He was all right, that Kia ball, weren't he? Back end of last season.
Yeah. He was, I think, the reason that they brought Timber in. I think they thought him and Holland had frailties at the top end to be a class.
50 seconds to go now. Here we go.
Kiewar actually saw at the Oval. Well, him and Ramsdale was sat behind me when I was watching England versus Ireland. Yeah.
Polish
That's the end of the
cricket.
cricket chat now.
Jesus.
No more cricket chat.
Ban it, Benno, ban it.
Polish cricket.
Kicking people out of the league,
Good
Benno.
time for Matty to come in. Get boosted for the entire league.
He loves
I'm
the
just waiting
cricket
for
now.
him to get to the last 3 seconds and just steam in and hit you with a chair or something. I don't know.
With a big long soliloquy.
Just
Big countdown.
the Jericho arms in the air. Sort of.
There we go. Who's going to be first?
Final
Rumble
10.
countdown.
Here we go.
It's a
5,
final
4,
countdown.
3, 2, 1.
It's
It's the one.
Oh,
me.
no. Oh, no.
William. I'm sixth.
Oh, do I?
Right, Will's pick.
Will Smith
Oh, it's really-
and
Who did you go for, Will?
Holland.
Oh, now
Sounds like
the
the
pressure
easiest thing
pick,
I've
the
ever had
pressure
to do.
pick is number 2. Do you go for Kane or not? Oh.
no, and I'm not going for Salah either because he failed me. I'm heart over head, Rashi.
Oh. Which means it's me.
Renee's number 3.
He'll go for
And-
Kane.
I mean, I really want to, but I've got the button on Salah.
It's going to be away full of January, Chris.
Who cares about January?
Going Kane because there's no strikers. So
Kane from Spain.
yeah. Jordan.
I'm gutted. I thought I was next and not Jordan. No, devastated. I'll go De Bruyne and I'll leave you to the 8 million midfielders like the book.
It's quite funny after what happened last day that I've now got Haaland. So maybe Matty never did leave the draft league.
Oh, Saka.
As I said in the chat earlier, remember what happened with number 1 pick last year because Salah had a shocking
In
start.
Eddie's head, Nick Pope.
Oh, Gareth's on now.
Do you know what? It's not bad to have a little bit of a break for Garrett's pick every while, just to.
Gives you a reset.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Who's
Might be an
got-
issue
So,
when it's his turn to have 2 picks in a row.
oh no, because he's middle
We'll
of the draft,
know
so
that.
So it's not too bad. There'll be a bit of distance, yeah.
So he'll get Odegaard here.
Who's got next?
Unless he set something in his watch
I'm
list.
after that.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, then it's me after you.
You happy with Son, Eddie?
Yeah. I think with Ange's kind of tactics, it'll be very interesting. to see what's going to happen there. If Kane is likely to stay, then I think with Ange's tactics, he gets more goals. Son, a bit of a bad season kind of last year, but then last year was kind of all over the place. So, I think he'll have a better season, better bounce this time.
He was injured last season as well, apparently. I saw an interview with him where he was carrying a hernia injury the whole season. So he has an excuse at least.
Well, he had a broken face as well, didn't he, coming out of the World Cup? And then he had the...
I'm still wondering, if he gets Odegaard here, do I go for... He's just sort of ruined it already to Ferdinand or... Because I want to pick Bruno. I think Bruno's in for a big year.
Bruno should have a massive year, I think.
It depends the order he put them in, I suppose. He had to put his own watch list in.
But these... Yeah.
No, he got Odegaard.
Yeah, you should get Odegaard.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Bruno.
Yeah, you have to, really, don't you?
Going against the Arsenal, JP.
Bloody hell, we're the bottom two, Jeff.
The Rochdale conspiracy.
Yeah. Relegation again.
Ollie offside Watkins.
Yeah.
So you'll get the next pick after this, Jeff, after you pick your first one.
Oh, I've not picked fuck all. I can only watch you lot or pick it. See what happens.
Oh, you just going? Can you not switch apps because you're going to get Tony?
Have I? No, I'm not. Cause I've not picked him on my watch list.
Oh, you're going off your watch list. All right,
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, such a novice.
I think when it hits round 3 on this, it's going to start getting incredibly desperate. Points.
Last year by round 3, it was brutal.
Oh, it was sad.
Like I was watching the one last night. It was 8 people, and I was kind of able to pick a few people out that nobody had taken. But
this will be quite interesting for Gareth actually then, because if he's going off that, he's going to get Tony, and then they've got Gabriel Jesus if nobody picks him because they're like out, and then like the next
unless
person
he's done his own watch list, yeah,
and then the next person's like Mitrovic that probably won't get picked. So
you could end up with a Saudi Arabian 11 by the end of this transfer window.
See, I'm still surprised that, like, with Mitrovic being unhappy, and you're thinking, okay, if you're
Tony,
Spurs,
I reckon Tony Khan's like digged his feet in and just said, "I'm not selling him. Whatever. He'll just let him ride that contract out."
Ooh.
Oh, you got Wilson.
Wilson and Alexander Arnold for Jeff.
Happy with that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes, Wilson and Trent.
Wilson and Trent. So it skips the players that are red flagged, it looks like.
Ah, interesting.
Oh, is it me? Fuck.
You've done well there with Jeff without pressing a button.
Bad, yeah.
I'll manage.
Oh, one of the young bucks.
okay.
That's literally because I need a striker and I couldn't think of who else. Like,
Well,
Is he down as the striker on the game? Oh, he is.
Yeah, I
isn't he?
think so,
Yeah.
Gakpo.
Gakpo.
Okay.
I reckon Gareth's watching if he's picked that quick.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. That didn't take the full 90, sure didn't?
No.
He didn't
He's
even
got getting signal in Cumbria.
He's off to the toilet every 15
Yeah,
seconds.
that would never happen. That would never happen.
Sarah thinks he's got something wrong with him because he's in the toilet every 5 minutes.
My internet is actually working through. There's a hamster over there just going round and round.
Gareth sat next to you on the sofa. Is that what it is?
Not when this millionaire takes over Carlisle. He's going to. You wait until he does what the Etihad Group had done in Manchester, and like.
I will believe it when I see it, because as Gareth said yesterday, it could very easily just be some chippy owner from down the road.
Yeah,
I would say I'm using like I was saying to Jeff earlier about Altrincham. They've had 20 people invest into like a pot of like 1.5 million. It's come to a total to invest into Altrincham. Just madness.
The area for that sort of thing, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Just think we could have had Tom Brady last week instead of Birmingham, but you know.
At least your owner's not in jail like Waterford United.
Oh yeah, and Andy
Fleetwood
Piley.
Pilly. Yeah. Fuck's sake.
One of the
Sure it's
leagues.
not.
Just when I thought we were getting it. signed
Just
off.
There really should be a documentary about Waterford. There should be an Amazon of one of those there.
Oh,
Waterford till I die, honestly.
just a series of people trying to destroy a football club.
Basket case of a
Very
club.
way. Absolute
Basket case.
madness.
I've gone.
Sure
I've
it's not.
narrowed. I've narrowed
Sure
this
it's not
down to
Alex Kane
forwards.
into altering the ice rink.
I've narrowed
What's
this
that,
down
yeah?
to forwards, and the choice at the minute is shockingly bad already. In fact, I might leave that for now.
Dominic Solanke's right there.
Lukaku. Mitro. He's not left yet.
Don't scoff at Solanke. You'll all be looking for him in the next round.
I was going to say.
Can we stop talking about all the players I want to sign?
We'll go for last season's
Just is the
troll.
man who ended up with Jota and Mikel Antonio up front last year and just spent a year trying to fucking remedy that. Trips is out. I suppose it's all about the game and how you play it, isn't it?
It's all about control.
Ooh,
And if you can take it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
bloody hell,
rule
Luke Shaw gone.
There's no rule on how many you can have on one team in this, is there?
No.
No limit.
Oh, no.
There's no limit.
I've gone against plan there. But I feel it's going to put people in more of a bind to take him.
I think there were one last night who'd picked like 6 Newcastle players. He's an actual
Yeah, I saw
Newcastle.
that. Yeah, he had like the 4 of the back 5 or something, I think, didn't
Yeah.
I think it was...
that's Eddie's trick from last season.
I was going to say.
All the Newcastle players.
Yeah, I think it was Ben Moham.
Ben
Moxham. Yeah,
Moxham.
had a good team. I would look through the Discord and I'd look at the teams. There's a couple of good ones that stand out. But whoever got Haaland had a decent team as well. Like even outside of just having Haaland, which I think might have been better.
Excuse me.
Did you see that, Eddie? Someone last night had, 4 Newcastle defenders in the championship draft.
But the thing is,
paying attention to last year.
It was nice. It was nice to be thought of in some way of the Newcastle defence being a thing.
But Newcastle's defence did get a bit shaky towards the end of the season, so
Ooh, that's an interesting.
you are hoping it resets back to what it was at the start.
I think it'll be interesting to see if Livramento plays on the right wing and they move.
Well, yeah,
Trippier
but it's
over to the
difficult.
left.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah. But I think the centre two were fairly solid last year, weren't they? Botman and Dan Burn.
Plus, they'll actually have to play 90 minutes this season.
Yeah. That's going to be the issue for Newcastle. I think we were saying before we went live, but it's just like they were down at 52 minutes last year? But no one was saying Newcastle were boring to watch. Like they just like delay the game a lot just to get everything back. Oh, pushing.
Okay. This is interesting. There's that part of me now, like, just looking at the forward situation.
I was going to say there's a run on strikers at the minute. I was
There is a
wondering if there was
real run on strikers.
What's so funny is Garrett's supposed to be on a nice romantic meal right now. He's clearly
Oh, I've got a sick stomach if they run to the bathroom again.
He's probably gone. I'll just do the first 5 rounds of the draft and then I'll just leave it be.
Yeah.
Probably not a bad policy, actually.
Just waiting for his dessert to come. Come on, JP,
Well,
you're killing me.
I'm going to go. Yeah. I feel like I'm taking a big risk here, but I'm also going to get another striker while I'm at it. And I've got to go for him.
Yeah, I thought he was going. Then, yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
Interesting
think
pick
that-
from Gareth to pick up Huygen.
Bloody hell.
Yeah,
I just literally searched for him, Carl. There you go. He's
I'd
gone.
rather
IWC,
have
IWC
two
Pedro.
different balls and a shit goalkeeper than have a good goalkeeper and one good forward. I think.
Yeah.
I was hovering over keepers, and I just thought, now somebody will still be there when it's my next go. Hopefully,
Matt Turner will still be there.
Hey. So we've only paid $3 million for Raya, and we've sold Turner for near 10. Oh, mad deal. Mad deal.
Yeah,
that's Forest football, there, that, isn't it?
You must fucking love London. I must really love London. Like, I'm not leaving this place. You can put a shotgun against my head and drive me to City Airport. I ain't going anywhere.
Solanke's gone, for fuck's sake.
Already Solanke.
Fair enough. He'll play games. Most of these fuckers won't even get on the pitch. Look at this.
Okay. I'm
got my 3 forwards that I wanted, so I'm happy now. I can just have a shit team now.
Have you got 3 strikers, Carl?
Yeah, 3 strikers and Martinelli.
Mitrovic.
Mitro.
Somebody take this over.
He must be panicking. Sarah's knocking on the door. What the fuck's going on?
I think he's fed her. You won't believe what the lad's been saying about Everton. We've got to work together to take these guys down a peg.
They're going Ashley Young. He might play on the left side of a front 3.
Calvert Lewin might get off an hospital bed this season.
What's a fucking chance?
Okay.
Mbuemo, nice.
IWC Mbuemo.
He's got a dead leg, 75%.
Well, they said he's pictured in training as training, so he should be all right.
Thomas Frank just got up slapping.
Yeah, Thomas Frank said he'll be fine.
Around. Dead leg. Dead leg, week in advance.
There's some very good defenders in midfield left.
I was going to say.
I mean, also the fact that Mbuemo's technically a striker, but Plasside is a midfielder, so it kind of hopefully works.
No, I think this guy is going to be one of the sleeper stars of the season.
Oh yeah! Damn it!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Right, Chow.
Yeah,
he's in my proper team, man. Yeah, Abby.
I think he's going to be good.
There's some very good defenders left in this list as well.
Yeah.
Fair, but I've got 13 turns before it's my go again.
Defenders won't take it until near enough the end.
Luton back 4 in a minute.
14 turns.
Are we fighting over the Luton defenders, Andy? Is that what it's going to be?
That Everton love will never die.
Or the Spurs 4th choice right back?
That's two out of my top 4 midfielders that I was looking at that have gone in the last 2 picks.
Thing is, Kane leaves. He's playing on, centre of a
playing up front, yeah.
Yeah, what will be a fluid front 3 where the goals are going to be spread out at Spurs.
Or they'll spend all that money and buy somebody really good.
There's a good defender gone.
Cool. That's an interesting.
Well, you've got a lot of love for Kulusevski, haven't you, Chris?
I do.
That's him getting injured then.
There's no Dewsbury Hall this season for you, Chris. He was always your guy.
I was devastated when I didn't even get to pick him first last year. Somebody else picked him up.
He scored twice at the weekend as well.
Yeah.
Well, there's the goalie off the list.
There's still some good keepers on that list, though. On my watch list, I've still got some really good keepers on there. I'm not mentioning names, but so I've got 9 more goes. What's my go again?
I mean, I may genuinely do another goalie pick. I mean, do a goalie pick soon. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've got no defenders.
Is that part of the ploy of just making sure that you've at least got one solid player in each of those positions?
Yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
Which Martinez is that, Chris?
That is Aston Villa goalkeeper.
The keeper. All right.
Problem with goalies is because there's 12 of us, there's only 20 teams. So, 2 of us have to have goalies who aren't going to play.
Yeah, everybody should at least get one playing goalkeeper, shouldn't they? You'd have thought.
And then the Arsenal situation complicates it because it won't just be random.
What's happening at Spurs? Because that other kid is Lloris injured, or is that other kid?
Yeah, no, it's the other lad. It's the other lad who's going to be
the first
Vicario.
Yeah.
Vicario, yeah. Lloris is out the door, I think, in essence.
Right. And so nobody's
not
picking
going
up.
to
No, that's David De Gea and a broken fax machine.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of keepers that have got shots of becoming number ones that aren't. Like, I really like that James Trafford at Burnley, but I don't think he's going to start the year as number one, but I think he'll end up as...
Who's the other keeper at Burnley?
Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
There was a story earlier that I seen because Tom Heaton's injured at United.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that Dean Henderson isn't going to be going anywhere because United need a solid backup for Onana.
Ooh.
So just as a heads up for everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think Turner's probably going to be their main keeper. Gibbs White. I read a stat about Gibbs White where he's 65% of Forest goals. He's either the scorer or the assister of, or something stupid last season.
Talisman, as they call him.
That's it.
Shame they only score about 20, don't they, a season?
What we think about
him, though?
Sanchez at Chelsea?
I think Thingy's on his way to Bayern, Kepa. So Sanchez should be number one, I'd have thought. Yeah. I don't know why Bayern suddenly need to buy all of the oldest players in the Premier League. I don't know what's happened there.
There's no good German keepers knocking around.
There usually are as well. German keepers are usually solid out.
There is, but they're either really young or really old. I think that's.
Well, I think that's the thing with Flecken, isn't it? Like he was probably who Bayern wanted, and he ended up winning.
Probably get Oliver Kahn from Bayern over 60s, won't they? Yeah.
Oh, Bowen's gone. Ramsdale's gone.
Oh, fuck.
I thought Collard would have already gone for Bowen by now. To be fair.
No.
There's a goalie. I don't think Jason Steele will see out the season as the Brighton goalie. I think Verbruggen maybe takes him over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with that keeper now. We've talked about him, aren't I wanted Ramsdale because I think he'll still be number one, but well, it will be to start a season, I think, won't he?
There's going to be, if you imagine with Ramsdale, he'll be given the first 10 or so games.
Yeah, they're going to let Raya get into it, aren't they, before they...
Yeah.
Well, like Arsenal's goalkeeper coach is Raya's mentor.
Yeah.
That's like he's been pushing for Raya to be there for
all
the time, sort of thing.
3 years?
Yeah.
When they were in the Championship, before they went up, he was being heavily discussed as well.
Well, because Raya moved from us to Brentford.
Brentford, yeah.
Yeah.
Really need a defender, don't I?
Was he just...
No need for defenders. Plenty of time.
Jeff, how do you say that name?
Just you breathe. Don't worry about these things. You know, I've won
I was
one
going to
already.
make that joke.
Not the end of the world. I've had 3 defenders from the same fucking team, and a goalie.
Oh, damn it!
Andy.
That's good one.
20 turns till I get another pick. Fucking hell.
I've got 18.
Not long now.
In between those 20 picks, I'm currently drinking Ashfield Original Bitter from Tesco's. It's actually not bad for 2.8%.
Sounded like a sponsored ad.
Yeah. Andy, that's a great shout.
Then they get moved off YouTube now, aren't they?
Have you tried Heineken?
It may shock everybody, but I'm currently drinking rum.
That's all right.
So's Jess.
Hey, Will, there was someone.
No, I'm on Jim Beam, funnily enough.
Will, there was someone in pub on Saturday who had 7 single Old J cherries straight.
Well, cherries fairly. That's it's not Tiki Fire. That's the one that'll fuck you up.
I've seen you on triples at 10 in the morning in Wolverhampton on that doing a podcast with us.
Yeah. A before dinner aperitif or whatever we call it. Aperitif.
Who did you end up picking, JP? It didn't show.
Yeah, I didn't even see.
Oh, Alexis. McAllister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Straight
could
into
be
the
Alexis Sanchez. Bloody hell.
That's what I thought.
You think this is a night where
Or
Sarah's
Alexis from
defensive
Dynasty.
talent?
That's an old one.
Gareth's currently
It'll
right.
be Alexis Falcon.
Okay. I need
This
my
draft-
goalie.
this draft is brought to you by
So
Extreme Wrestling Torrents and WatchWrestling.ai.
I will take Flecken.
Nice. Bit shaky in pre-season, but he's a good keeper generally.
Yeah.
Oh, you
bastard. I was literally about to do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's throw me.
Oh, dear.
Right, that's it. I quit.
Might
have his fucking spot back. Has there been any more news today about Paquetá to Man City or not? Yeah.
I've not seen anything.
I wonder who Carl's going to try and pick.
No, I've just got him. I'm just looking at my midfielders. So I've only got one midfielder. I was just looking at my midfielders watch list.
It feels like even if he gets, it feels like even if he gets bought, he won't play that much. Like in a Calvin Phillips sort of situation.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've been told Nick.
There's a discussion as well, I think, about West Ham want Cole Palmer, so it'll be a
it's part of the deal. Yeah, that was the thing.
I'm going to see where that goes. Yeah,
that'd be great signing for them.
For the David Moyes British All Stars thing.
Yeah, I thought City would go after Eze as opposed to Paqueta.
Is it Elise who have got?
Elise, yeah, maybe Elise.
I think he's got. Elise, I think he's 33 million or something like that.
Yeah, which is bonkers.
Having a piece of pressure on him, mate. 10 seconds. Oh, he went with it.
Panic.
Panic.
That's an. Who did you pick, Benno?
That's a good pick by Jordan. I think that's an underrated pick.
You went
He's been on the pre-season, hasn't he?
He can run fast as fuck, apparently.
And that's all you need, really.
That's all you need in the Premier League, isn't it?
Bugger. Someone literally got Anthony just as I was about to pick him.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Who's automatically getting Cancelo then? Someone's got to.
His name keeps coming up. Yeah, he's quite high on the watch list, isn't he? Annoyingly
yeah.
So.
Someone could get him on loan or something. But some club might take him. You never know.
If it makes you feel better, there's still 440 players to choose from, lads.
Including every Luton, Sheffield United, and Burnley.
Although we say that,
we
end up with the Dominic Solanke effect again, isn't it?
Well, you never know.
It's like how I had with Danny Welbeck last season. He'd pop up with like 11 and 12 pointers on the draft.
None of my strikers are useless pricks. Shocking. Shocking.
Oh,
looking at you, Jota.
There's still some good defenders, to be fair, on my watch list.
Who's Johnson that was taken there?
Brennan Johnson.
Oh, Brennan Johnson. Sorry, right.
Yeah. My defenders watch list is much stronger than my midfielders one. Which
I have,
mine is as well, mate.
Solly March.
I've got 46 on my watch list.
I think I have none of my team from next. I have none of my team from last year so far.
I have no idea what's going on.
people like every time I look like I'm going to pick someone, I just decide no, and then they end up getting taken anyway. So,
just like I've got to be at work in 3 hours.
I am. I'm like, all I know, I picked one fucking player apparently, and that's it. and I'm staring at a midget's dick of a screen, and looking for something to happen, and I don't see myself turning up.
There will be somebody from those, like Chris mentions there in the chat, and Lindsay as well, about no one picking any Luton, Sheffield United, or Wolves players. There will be somebody from that who'll end up as just a regular point.
Remember Lundstrom? Yeah. Remember Lord Lundstrom a few seasons ago?
A rice surgeon. Saw him playing for Oxford when he left Everton. He was a youth player at Everton, and he was at Oxford for like playing centre midfield. And then he went to Rangers. Oh no, he went to Sheffield United, and then he became
Cisco,
the legend.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at Luton or Sheffield United, it's Bell at Luton and it's Baldock at Sheffield United that are the picks. Or
I know. I work with a couple of lads at Sheffield United fans, and they keep saying, "Is it Ahmedodzi? He's supposed to be a good player, but whether he'll."
Chris Wilson said him last night as well.
Yeah, he's meant to be really good, but I've never really seen him play. So.
Okay.
Getting into some right scrubs of midfielders, in it? It's good, you know.
Oh yeah,
defenders. Yeah, there's some really good defenders left. To be fair.
Jeff, did you want to know who you've picked so far?
Yeah, crack on.
So you've got Callum Wilson and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
And then you've got Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz, so the Liverpool midfielders. Then you've got Raheem Sterling and Slobosly from Liverpool. So you're a big Liverpool fan this year, and you've not got any more picks yet. So.
All right.
If you're listening, Gareth, you need to run to the bathroom.
Yeah. Lads, I'm just thinking who's breathing like Jerry Lawler before he had that fucking heart attack. On the celebrity squares, I don't want to guess who it is, just in case they collapse.
Fucking hell. Gareth's definitely in his pudding right now, isn't he? He's not fucking.
That's it. The flambé's come now.
Yeah.
Sarah, have a look at this wine list and just pick one for us.
He's going to set off a fire alarm now or something. Buy himself 10 minutes.
Like Mrs. Doubtfire, won't he? Putting one into the toilet. As long as he gets Cancelo, I'm not bothered.
That's my fucking pot pie, you.
What's Jack picking, Jeff?
Pot pie. That's all he wants. Pot pie.
Well, if he doesn't pick, I guess Sancho's the next pick.
Here we go.
Oh.
Can I?
Hey. He's the watch list. Okay. He's working off the watch list.
He's made his own list then, yeah.
Oh,
Mings has gone.
Fuck. Right, I'm stuck between two defenders now. Fucking hell.
He'll play every week and you'd hope the prick gets him.
Yeah.
Mings was the hero of my season last year.
Oh, Martinez. Nice.
You have one of
United Martinez.
Will he ever be another Justin? Was it? Oh, what was his name? Justin James. A Rice said Justin. I remember you saying James just does. A Rice.
Right, do I go for midfielder next?
I'm surprised Martinez
DCL.
Mings was 299th in the draft, which seems mental.
Some of them, when I was looking this morning, some of them like that you thought would be like really high were like in the 150s and stuff, and it was just a bit like they just got through the top like 50 players and then thought fuck it and just put everybody in like half the floor.
Okay. Jeff, you just got Bernardo Silva and Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
See, Bernardo Silva's one of those players. If he stays, he's a good pick.
Yeah, he plays every. Yeah.
Harvey Barnes.
Cannot believe you've just done that.
I really hope these players who are shit for Leicester last season are shit this season. Otherwise, it's going to be really annoying if they just start playing now.
I need a midfielder.
To be honest, I've done 8 picks up to press, and not look too bad on on screen and that. It's just when you get into the muck and nettles in it near the end.
Can you still do 5-2-3 as a formation or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, let's have another defender then. I think a good defence is probably better than a good midfield at this point.
Well, I mean, teams that generally do well in this do have the strong defences. They did last year, obviously, the Newcastle defence.
Yeah.
Gareth built his team around a defence previously.
I'm in two minds here between a defender and a midfielder on this of who I might go for. But I don't know which midfielder I want to go for. And it's a wide. It's a complete. Oh no, I don't. There's reasons. I think.
Don't
James
say a name. Don't say a name.
That's all right. I hate myself for doing this.
Oh, Big Dan Burn.
Who did you pick?
Big Burn.
Ireland's favourite hero, Declan Rice.
Decky. Traitor.
Loves a good sideways pass.
I'm used to that with Thierry Henry being there. I was just like, I'm supposed to load you with every bone in my body, and I can't. But I actually think he'll score goals this year.
No, he won't.
I think Partey will be in there alongside. I think he's going to be playing a bit more advanced. What was going? He says to the bloke who likes West Ham.
I've seen him probably play maybe half a dozen, maybe 7 or 8 times last season, and I don't think I've seen him get out of his own kicking half more than twice. Like, he's a good passer of the ball.
Yeah,
and he's a good breaker upper and a disruptor, but he's not really. Even going forward, he's not that good. Like, he's got a terrible shot on him. What's he scored? Probably 3 goals in the last 2 seasons. Like,
you're in Timber.
Good shout. I think there's a good chance he could end up being the starting left back. Just Zinchenko's injury problems.
Is Kieran Tierney still there? Or?
He's on his way out. He didn't like being in London.
Right.
That's why I think a lot of the Newcastle talk, which is probably quite lazy because they just thought Newcastle's not far from Glasgow. Relatively speaking.
Doesn't fit the new system now either, does he? Though he's not.
He doesn't. But he's never really been given it. Yeah, he's just more of an orthodox left back.
Yeah.
If he was playing at another Premier League team, he could get a bucket load of points.
Oh yeah, no, he'd be great. But like, he's just not someone who's suited to inverting.
I think that's the feedback we're getting to your headset, Ed, I think that's the Darth Vader.
How dare you breathe, Eddie?
How dare I breathe?
You can hear it getting faster.
I'll put away and see if that happens.
Yeah. My heart rate was going up with it as well.
One of the interesting things that I'm not Newcastle start
have a reputation to uphold somehow.
What is fucking Darth Vader?
It's like that backing music on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, but with somebody with asthma.
Getting very fucking picky now in here.
He is. That forwards list, Jesus Christ. When Danny Welbeck at the top of the draft picks on it.
I'm glad I got 3 strikers straight away. So glad.
Yeah.
They're all shit, but I've got 3 strikers.
It's not a bad shout, Will. Played a long game.
Haaland can play up from by himself for the first few months.
Oh, you've got Haaland as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you've got Haaland, it's not.
If you've got Haaland, you can do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm looking at players and going, why has no one picked him yet? Has he moved abroad or something like that?
Yeah, there's a few, and I'm like, there must be something wrong with him. Like, why? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally Googling them going, are they okay?
Yeah, you've got a lot of red flags, haven't you, there?
But even
Well,
with the red flags, like,
Tony for betting as bad as me and Jeff.
Whoa,
Sancho,
hang on a minute.
Sancho, he doesn't do much. Lukaku, no one wants him. Juve don't want him, especially. Then you go in after that. It's like Bruno G, Ben Rama, Ericsson. They're all ones who don't score much, aren't they? All just friendless.
I think this is it. This is where
And it
the
sounds
12
okay.
team as opposed to the 8 team last night.
yeah,
You're gonna have like we're gonna have to look at Sheffield United, Luton, and Wolves at some like in serious. Although I've seen a few.
Oh, good one, Benno. You got Roughneck,
Keith.
Keith.
Well, it depends on the strategy you have, though, isn't it, JP? Because, like, if you can do it, if you can get the 2 players a team will rotate for one position, then that's golden. Because at least every week one of those 2 will play.
Yeah. And it's which teams are going to have a bounce. So I'm thinking like Villa. I'm thinking Chelsea, like we mentioned earlier on. Just the fact that no Europe. That just looking at the defenders list, like you compare that to that forwards list. My God,
It's no Europe for Chelsea. It's no Gerrard for Villa.
Yeah,
cool.
All compared to last season, yeah.
I'm currently looking at Bournemouth, lads, so don't
Nothing wrong with that, Carl.
don't panic too much.
I know you've got Chris Mepham, you've got Justin Cliver, you've got
JP. Is there something wrong with Zinchenko?
There kind of always is, in the sense that there's always a knock. There's always something.
I was looking at him going, is there something I've missed here that he's like, because he was always first choice left back.
Yeah. I mean, he just won the battle with Tierney quite early on. I don't know if I think he'll. It's a difficult one. I mean, I'd imagine he'll start against Forest if he's fully fit, just because he'll want to pick, give or take, the regular 11 from last year with Declan Rice chucked into the mix.
Yeah, just carrying a niggle at the minute, I think.
Yeah, and that'll be him for the
looking
year.
at him going, does everyone else know something about this guy that I don't? How is he still there?
He was going to be
too busy playing in that game for the Ukraine.
He was going to be my last pick, and then JP saying about fitness issues, I was like, nope, leave it be.
He'll get in the team eventually.
I was saying the same thing about Nathan Ake. I was like, has he done something wrong? I've just missed out on it.
No, they've just got a lot of central halves, haven't they?
Gvardiol's a left footer as well. So.
Yeah, him and Guardiola will split time. They'll basically play 20 games each.
So I'm thinking I've got Stones and Ake in there. So you'd want to imagine that one of the two would be playing. But then it's Pep, so neither will.
Rico Lewis is going to play 5 games.
Currently thinking about fucking Phil Billing here, lad. So
all right. I had him last season for a while. He's a decent asset.
That tail end of the season, I took a punt on him and he got a 14-pointer or whatever.
Yeah,
it's him or fucking Jordan Ayew at the minute. 42 seconds left.
Currently googling the entire Leeds squad. Give me 10 minutes, lads. I'll let you know. I'll know the entire.
Here we go. My final striker now. Carlton Morris Luton.
Fuck you.
I'm next. Shit.
I was on his bloody Wikipedia page, quickly trying to check how many guys. He's a lot older than what I thought as well.
I'm surprised I'm surprised
Where
you
was he
didn't
born,
go
JP?
for,
Life or?
Danny Welbeck.
Where was he born? Let's have a check. Born in Cambridge, posh bastard. Doesn't mean he went to the university or anything. And he joined the youth system in Norwich. What a hike that was for an 11-year-old. Jesus.
Right, I need a fucking midfielder.
This is getting so tough.
See, I still see some good names in both midfield and defence.
Yeah.
I know. Jeff, you just drafted Jordan Pickford and someone else.
I was going to go for Pickford.
It's not showing me on the list. I don't know if it's not refreshed.
Pedro Porro.
Pedro.
He got.
It's all right.
I'm not doing bad, am I? Let's be
No,
honest.
it's not too bad of a team. Porro could be an interesting one with the new-found Spurs attack. Because they play those inverted wing backs now. The wide guys go wide and the in guys come through.
That's sort of the new fad nowadays, isn't it, Chris?
A 4-box midfield with inverted wing backs and outgoing 7 and 11s. Yeah, it's kind of how it looks like it's going.
All that good shit.
I'm sure Matty watching this will be loving it.
I do like the fact that Pep's such a hipster. He's not using it now because everyone else is using it.
He's already looking for the next tactic, which I think is amazing. In terms, he's already gone. Oh, everybody's doing what I did last season. How can I change that?
So you think that's him an amazing tactician? I think that's him being a ponce.
Just wait 6 months and everything will go back to 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Winning
the old Mike Bassett formation, innit?
Well, I mean, David Moyes is signing James Ward-Prowse and Harry Maguire, which I assume just means he wants big balls into the box for a massive header. So it's
Danny Ings in that case.
Yeah, Danny, that's it. You just get the big lads in from West Ham. That what's it?
What's Fellaini up to?
He had a few last year. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. Hey, thing was, Matty were building that one up last night. He's like, you all believe who I picked? He's me secret weapon, Harry Maguire.
That reminds me of the time he picked. Who was your man when you did the draft cards for post wrestling, and he picked Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
It's like number
choice.
2.
Yeah, it's number 2, Pat McAfee. I thought you've got something very fucking specific in mind there.
It's one of those "what's he cooking" memes.
This is going to be all right. I'm going for this one for a reason, because I've got.
Who was it,
Evan.
JP?
I went for Welbeck because I've got Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, switch him around.
Yeah, the old handcuff method, like it. Gareth's gone for Trafford. Nice.
Here's James. Dallow United. Swapping around with Wan-Bissaka, probably.
I would say Wan-Bissaka will start the season, but it's kind of like Wan-Bissaka could play 3 and then Dallow will play 1, and then none of them will play every week, that kind of a way.
Yeah.
Might sound a daft question. Why is my pick in 15 turns if there's only 12 of us playing? What the fuck is going on there?
Snakes.
Right. Sorry, I forgot about that. I just thought that just seems wrong. This game just being a prick.
Yeah. Just giving people extra picks that
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Could be a City player.
I just need a striker at this stage. I've got no strikers whatsoever. I think he'll start the season at least. I just need one striker to be on the pitch.
Maguire's a weapon, all right.
Maguire's a weapon, all right.
I always think that when they say that about Josh Alexander. On Impact.
The walking weapon.
He's a walking weapon. Oh, hi, mate. You're a proper weapon, you are.
As he shakes your hand and you wink to the rest of the match.
Oh, shit, it's me.
One from our group chat last night. Bench boost week 1. What's your opinions?
No, although there wasn't a big talk about the lack of double game weeks potentially.
Yeah.
There'll be a thing. There'll be a thing.
I think the thing is, you could build in bench boosting in the first maybe 1 to 3 weeks, and then going with it. Like you can build your team and then have 2 transfers into game week 3, and there's a few big teams with easier games that week.
Okay,
Problem is, you're tempted to wildcard straight away because immediately then you have too much money on your bench, and it's like right from it's grand doing that towards the end of the season. You can carry it, but like you don't want to have loads of money wasted on your bench from the start. So you're tempted to bench boost and then wildcard straight away, and that's 2 chips gone then.
Well, a lot of people are bench boosting 7 or 8 anyway, so.
Oh, there's some interesting choices in midfield. Fucking hell. Interesting choices.
I think there's still a few gems in midfield.
Yeah, I think you have to rummage for it, but I think you can find a bit.
No, there's more than striker anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need a striker though.
Bloody hell, 9 turns left. Seems like an age when you're at the back end.
Yeah, but you do get 2 picks in a row, don't you?
There is that.
You're gonna get first choice of Luton and Sheffield United in a minute, though, Andy.
Well, I've picked one of my Luton ones, Carlton Morris, who scored all the goals last season. So I'll probably be ending up with my mate Craig Dawson.
I know they talk about how bad Luton might be. They're not going to be Derby that time.
No.
I don't know.
Sheffield United will come bottom. Guaranteed.
Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think they're bottom, definitely.
They've lost. They lost. Who's that guy up front? Ndiaye or something?
Yeah, went to Marseille.
Yeah.
Marseille, and they lost your man Sander Berge. He went to Burnley, and they had 2 lads on loan from City last season as well. They've lost them.
Yeah,
So they're down to 4 best players.
Yeah,
they're trying to buy Will Smallbone, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not going to save a lot, is it?
See a Premier League.
That's sort of like championship level stuff, isn't
That's
it? When you're signing
they're fucked. They are so
the 21s. But that's what they'll try and do, is try and build a championship style squad this time round, and then go down and then get the parachute payments and then try again next time.
The old Norwich technique.
Yeah.
Well, somebody,
Why no one picked Sanchez?
I think the thing is like that they're ahead of where they expected to be. Like, you're planning out 10 years. They weren't planning on being able to come up for, another 5 or whatever. So you come up, you get all that money.
They literally didn't have the stadium.
Oh,
no.
That's a good pick, Benno.
Yeah.
I hope so. I was just double checking because I knew he wasn't fit. He was hurt like the last season, wasn't he? But it looks like he's going to.
Yeah.
I don't think it's long though. So I mean, if you're happy to keep him on your bench, you're grand.
Yeah.
Also, I think there's another player called
That's
Pereira in the league as well, which is a bit. Make sure you get the right one.
I think one of the things, Chris, with the championship, a lot of the reports were that the championship last season wasn't the best league.
No,
everyone were a bit truncated apart from like Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley ran away early with it. Like I say, Blackburn were in with the shout of getting into the playoffs and were challenging for promotion for most of the year, which was just bizarre because we weren't hugely great.
It was soon as you ended up on Sky Sports and you'd lose.
Yeah, that defeat to Preston was depressing, and then that tail end where we lost to Coventry. No, their goalkeeper punched the ball into our net and it stood, and then Preston equalised against us in the last minute and stuff. It was just a downward slide towards the end of the year, and then we lost all of our good players.
Talking of promoted sides, the big 2 from the National League had a bit of a rude awakening in their return to league football, didn't they?
Yeah, nothing better than watching Wrexham lose. Particularly now that they're on TV 15 times a week or whatever.
Well, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Don't work out straight away. I think Notts County lost in the League Cup as well midweek.
Yeah,
mind you, we like Rochdale in the National League, like going down to that level, and you think, we should do well against these teams, and then lose 1-0 against Ebbsfleet, and it's just it's like rude awakening, like crap.
I was talking to a
Dominated
friend.
that game, Andrew.
You are. You are.
Dominated that game apart from the strikers.
Oh yeah, couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo, old Rodney and Mitchell. Good God.
I was talking to a friend who's a Notts fan. He said they just had players who are faster than they were used to.
Yeah.
That was the thing, the physicality of the league.
Yeah, I would say with League Two especially, you need a very strong side. Like you've seen teams like Forest Green have gone up, but when they get to League One and it's a more footballing league, they struggle.
Just want to say, Eric Dyer, great pick for this. Oh, I've had him the last 2 years. Really,
I was
solid.
shocked he was still there. Too. He's captained him a few times in pre-season, hasn't he? So
yeah, always good for a goal as well. Like once or twice a year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Jeff just got
going to be absolute shit.
Yeah. Jeff, you just got Wan-Bissaka and somebody else. Yeah, it's still not showing on my list. Oh no, it's just the forwards. There we go. Dawson, Craig Dawson, is that at Wolverhampton?
Oh, happy days.
Yeah, Craig Dawson and Wan-Bissaka.
Jason Steele, Man of Steel.
The Man of Steel, yeah.
Dawson's not a very Portuguese name for a Wolves player.
I don't know. He was from the Portuguese part of Rochdale, which is probably not.
He's the only homegrown player in that team.
Do you think Mendes at any point went to Ronaldo?
Poor Gareth.
I know it's a bit left field, but have you thought about playing for Wolverhampton Wanderers? Like they're a really good side, nice location.
How can you sell it to him? Well, we've got Jack's Cafe Bar, we've got the Gifford. We've got an Irish wrestling company who's problematic as yourself. So,
I was going to say he'd probably like the problematic Griffith and the problematic wrestling.
Stadium's right next to an Asda. If you want to get a cheeky wrap or sandwich.
Yeah, big fucking Asda as well. Man.
Yeah,
monster of an Asda. You'll also just see people carrying tellies through the centre of town, in my experience. And that shopping centre, which just ends up in a bleak nothing zone. We just walk in through and there's no shops. Just like, where am I?
There's nothing in there, is there? That shopping centre in
That
Wolves.
is Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
That is just bleak. It's a bleak nothingness, Wolverhampton.
That pub that just got karaoke on constantly.
Or what we went into at like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Was it like the Tom Finney Arms or something? Was it? No, Tom Finney Preston.
Oh, you're in the corner.
Yeah. It was something, yeah.
Does Eddie know who's picking? No, he does, yeah.
It is Verbruggen. Nice.
Good pick.
No, it was it.
That's on my list.
It was the Trent. Chris, it was the Trent 7 one, wasn't it?
No, it was named after an old Wolves player, wasn't it?
Billy Wright.
Yeah,
Billy Wright.
Yeah.
Oh, is that really small one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Well, this is getting very bleak now.
Jadon Sancho's still there. He's down as number 30 draft pick.
Madness.
You know, he didn't do too badly in terms of points last season.
But they think Music's ahead of him in the pecking order now. Garnacho.
Yeah.
But you were saying, Jamesy, weren't you, that he's actually played pretty well pre-season?
He was nearly United's best player. But speaking of Garnacho, that'll do. Thank you.
He was my next.
Do you think he'll play a lot this season then, Jamesy? Or
I just think he'll play Sunday. So I'm just going to get him in for Sunday at least, or Monday. I probably wouldn't hang on to him for the whole season because once Highland is fit, Rashford will play on the left. But I think Garnacho will play at least his first few games.
Well, he was playing Sancho as a number 9. Well, almost as a false 9, wasn't he?
Yeah.
With the two either side, so it's just as whether he decides to play, as you say, whether he decides to play Rashi up front or not.
By the way, who the fuck is Ian Matson? No idea.
Really good Chelsea player. Really good.
He was good for Burnley last season. He was a Chelsea player who was on loan at Burnley last season.
They're trying to get him to sign again because is it Ajax want him, don't they? Somebody wants to sign.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to sign him.
I
And,
think he's a really good attacking left back.
Yeah,
but he's not going to play for Chelsea, like so.
I don't know. They'll get in front of Kukurea, won't they?
Now, lads, I've got a really big pick. Just be careful. It's going to be huge.
Oh, there we go. Go on, slabhead.
He's going to get 15 goals or something now, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Play every week.
Although, as I think, did you say it on Twitter, Jamesy? Like, everybody that's saying how good he is going forward just hasn't watched him.
He's terrible. All he does is head it gently back to the keeper. He gets his head on every corner and just gently cushions it back to the keeper. It's bizarre that people think he's going to start scoring goals now.
But basically, him gently cushioning stuff is just him touching his hair like a hair strand. Because if it touched him full force, it would go past the keeper, wouldn't it?
Can we? I've just picked up Casella. That's a £62 million defender that no one wanted until the penultimate round.
Just don't see him starting.
That's the problem.
Just shows you how chaotic that January.
I guarantee he was picked in the first round last year as well.
Yeah, he was like the first defender.
Kukurea, yeah.
Oh,
Cancelo.
A lot of talk of Kukurea being off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kukurea being kicked, wasn't he? He was substituted as a substitute, wasn't he?
Ooh. The kiss of death.
Oh, Neil Maupay. Probably Everton's only fit striker at this
You always
stage.
end up with him, Benno. How do you always end up with Neil Maupay?
He's not only Everton's only fit striker, he's my only striker, first striker.
Oh no!
He's going to be dire this front line. My plan was spend most of my time on defence and midfield, and the strikers will come. Like game 1 or 2, someone's going to turn up, aren't they? Somebody who no one's drafted is going to start playing. I'll get them.
It'll be that.
Well, someone will buy. There'll be a transfer.
Paris lad.
That's it. There's still the transfer window hasn't closed, so there's still chances to get players.
There's a low more like
that. That does require Benno to be bottom of the league though to be able to get them in.
Lindsay says there in the draft. Anyone taken Enzo yet? 107 million. World Cup winner.
He was on my list. I took Justin Cliver ahead of him there.
Yeah, he's also on my list.
Oh, yeah. Chuck Wekema was
Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, was also ahead of him, yeah.
Oh, Gareth took one of my fancies, Brownhill. Go on, 2 turns.
Oh, fucking hell, next.
We lost Eddie, have we? Is he still drafting? No, he's still there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Desperately searching through players and news of like, are they off or anything else like that?
You got old 2 points Jones there, Rodrigo, the City, Rodri.
It's go away, Jordan. Are you not even in the conversation?
What are you looking for? A forward?
No. I've got my forwards.
I
think I'm going to go for because I think he. I just don't know what to go for him or not. Fuck it. I'm going to go with this guy.
Sado. Yeah. I mean, if he ends up at Chelsea or Liverpool.
That's the thinking. And there's other lads who are going to join. So
yeah,
we'll cross that road when we come to it.
Genuinely do not know what to do now.
What are you after?
It's that bad. I'm going to have to fucking pick a West Ham player in a minute. That's how bad it is.
You say that, but like, I've only got 2 players left to pick. I've only got 2 players left to pick. And all my players are Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City.
What?
And I've got one Brighton player. No. I think that's the only like non-big 6 side that I've got a player from.
A couple of good Sheffield United ones. If you want.
I'll leave them for you.
What about Aston Trusty?
Still at
We're
four.
not playing wrestling names that with JP's made up.
Making up shit yet again. I was thinking of making up some G1 results, to be honest with you.
Did I read Evil beat Sonada today?
Yes.
Of course.
He did.
Of course he did.
Who's booking that shite? Fucking hell.
I like the fact. Do you remember, like, when we thought, oh my god, it's a 4-group format.
Be some tit jumping through hoops explaining why it's brilliant and why we don't get it.
It's 20-minute matches. They're actually doing something for the G1, and the final 4 is Naito, Okada, Ospreay, and Evil. It's like it's the same shit we've had for the past 3 years.
How's Naito got in there? He's the lazy sod. Fuck me.
He's still a draw. Is he? Fuck. These crowds are not doing anything. It's fucking empty
You
there.
just wait till you're losing your mind at the copper box when he comes out. You fucking
Oh no, I won't. I'll be going to the bloody bar when he's on.
That's not a piss. That's not a piss break. That's a shit break.
Yeah.
That's a puke break.
That's it. I'm gonna get a newspaper out while I'm bloody well here. That's I better sort my fantasy league team out.
Yeah, check live FPL.
I don't know.
Or ring the missus. That's a good time to ring the missus.
What's the game on at the same time as the show? We can sit and watch a bit of that, can't we? On somebody's phone.
Reckon we could
I'll get Man
Chromecast one of the
TV
big
up, yeah.
screens while it's on.
Stick Sky Go on and just all sit around somebody's phone.
Ah,
Oh, fuck, I'm next.
Brighton.
Has anybody got a good shout for a midfielder?
I don't think I can see midfielders anymore.
Because at
No,
the
I
minute,
can't
I've
see
got
them,
Martinelli, Jeffrey Schlupp, Zarori, and Elanga.
Yuri Telemans, he was still free, maybe.
I don't know, yeah. There's like 3 or 4 like centre mids who were like. There's him and Tonali are the two I've been thinking about.
I had Tillemans when he was a
Tonali,
starter.
I reckon Tonali will be more attacking than people expect.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's the only reason I'm thinking.
I think so.
Yeah. I reckon Bruno Gamiris sits in the hole and Tonali goes forward.
Because I had Tillemans when he was a starter, and he doesn't get many points. It's too defensive.
And
I don't.
Yeah,
think
he's a
Tillemans
bit like
is
Declan
starting
Rice.
for them.
He's a sit backer and a break it up and then ping a ball, isn't he? He's not a.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting this guy to play all the time, but he's Irish, so he goes in. Big Nathan.
Good Irish name.
I'm hoping he'll start.
As they used to say on Soccer Saturday. Oh no, wait! It's,
Has anyone been
that's Gareth Bale.
following this data breach story in Northern Ireland?
Oh, where they released all the police officers' home addresses. Yeah.
Do you know how?
Go down on that.
Probably not the best idea in the north of Ireland.
No.
Do you know how they did it? You know why they did it? Some idiot didn't realise the spreadsheet had 2 tabs.
Was it Tony Khan?
So all the like the information they weren't meant to release was on the second tab.
Did it just say "Do not release" or something on the top? That sounds about right.
Is Eddie gone?
I thought he did make a pick.
He picked a minute ago.
He was making picks still. Oh, please still.
Yeah, he's up now.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Is anybody else just needing a goalkeeper
there we go.
now, or is it?
Hopefully, he's still.
Yeah, I still need a goalie. Gonna get one now.
Defender me.
15 turns. I've got to wait for a goalkeeper. Fuck me.
What do I need, Chris?
I think your team's done now, Joe. Oh no, you've got 2 more picks. Haven't you? You just picked Ortega as your second choice goalkeeper, I think.
Not a bad pick, that.
Do you know,
It's not. He could be starting.
I wouldn't be amazed if Edison, like for some reason, Ortega ends up starting.
James's mate Edison.
We'll have a party if he gets dropped.
At least we've not got Will to worry about this season, mate.
Yeah. Your last 2 picks were
Will's gone to Turkey. Yeah.
Your last two picks were Ogbonna and Ortega.
You know what? In all
Jeff.
fairness, though, to Saha, no,
Oh,
good
for West
for
Ham,
him.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him for turning down the more money to go and play for Champions League football. As
I
frustrated as he
somewhere
was.
bigger than Turkey, to be honest.
Give him 6 months, though. He'll be fucking wanting the money, won't he, when he plays shit there?
Howdy. Surprised he's not gone there.
Well, no, he
If
turned
you're
it down.
bringing
He wanted Champions League football.
Right.
I thought
So he can be shit in the Champions League as well.
Oh god, it's me.
Jesus, I have to find a striker.
You know what?
What?
Do any strikers?
Striker.
Picking through your own shit.
The South Korean lad that plays up top for Forest. I can't remember his name.
And Nijo.
I don't think he's going to start. I don't think he's going to start.
Or the lad that plays up top for Sheffield United.
Burnley.
I think that's
One man
probably
attack.
my best bet.
They should have kept Billy Sharp, shouldn't they? Fucking hell.
He's still looking for a club, isn't he, Billy Sharp?
Yeah, he's still out of a team.
Him and
He'll end up
Eden
doing decent.
Hazard and whoever else was on that list that was doing the rounds the other day. Although I think he ended up at Luton, didn't he? What was his...
Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley, yeah. Just randomly turning up for Luton.
Oh. God, there really aren't many strikers left, are there?
No, it's desperate. It's absolutely desperate.
No, I'm going to bite the
There
bullet.
weren't after the third round, to be honest.
I'm going to bite the bullet on Chelsea not being able to get rid of Lukaku.
Lindsay brings up
Lukaku.
an interesting point there about Tielemans
year
having
is
a more prominent role.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Chris, you bastard.
I had 3 West Ham defenders and that was all I had left. So just one of them all.
I just need a goalkeeper and there's fucking... Yeah.
Who's left in goal is...
It was either him, Lloris, or Gaeta, and like Fabianski's easy choice.
That's not bad, Benno. If he gets a loan or gets sold,
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's going to
not
be
a bad
gone.
one. Like,
And you've got Nketiah as well, so you're hedging your bets of which one of those two won't be there at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And Nketiah weren't so good back end of the season, was he?
I really thought he'd get a go this year.
Yeah.
I
big
thought
Ollie
Balogun
McBurney.
have replaced him by now, to be fair.
I think the problem is he's not going to. They're more likely to start Trossard ahead of him.
Yeah,
In that
I think
false 9 if Jesus isn't playing. And then there's Havertz as well.
Trossard or Havertz could play up top more than those two do.
Havertz played in the Charity Shield.
Yeah.
But like Balogun could end up somewhere like Crystal Palace and be their starting striker, and then you're laughing, you know.
Again, I don't know anything about this bloke, but I know Chelsea paid 40-odd million for him. Somebody just go for him. The last
Yeah, but you have to understand, JP, that's a bit like Meltzer giving 5 stars. Doesn't mean what it means for everyone else.
Doesn't mean as much anymore. Yeah.
What's hilarious is none of us picked the guy they spent 106 million on.
Oh, Enzo Amore.
Hey.
Can't teach that.
Can't teach that,
Genuinely do not know what fucking keeper to pick here.
Chelsea are going to be a fascinating side. That could go either way.
They can't be as bad as last season.
No.
They can't.
And
There's no
Pochettino
way. And they've no Europe. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe.
Yeah. I think they'll follow a path of where we were about 2 years ago, where there'll be signs of progress, but it won't really be reflected in a...
If they get Caicedo, the first team looks okay. It's just they've no depth. They've no backup whatsoever.
Which is crazy when you think about how many players they've got.
Yeah, and how many they sold.
Yeah, but they've just been buying players for fun, haven't they? Really, there's no actual idea of what they want to do.
And they're still doing the gimmick of the 7-year contracts, even though there's no benefit now in terms of spreading the cost of transfers. That loophole's been closed.
Yeah, that does seem rather strange. Oh, it's all done. Mine.
Who fancies some trades then?
Completed.
That is.
Oh, I don't know. Was that more or less painful than last year? I couldn't tell. I panicked earlier
I think it's when you get to the forwards at the end.
Yeah.
If you're looking for forwards,
I
it's
thought
bad.
it was worse last year.
I did.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't know.
it's
Maybe
very,
I've done less research or something, but it was okay this year. It wasn't too bad.
I think it's very dependent on when you get in the order as well. Because it's for me, because I was doing the 2 picks because I was at the end, or at the beginning. That's so much easier.
Yeah. I think having played last year as well, you kind of know the sort of like I went Casemiro quite early because I was like, well, he's going to play all the games, and then every now and again he's going to pop up with whatever. And it's kind of like Douglas Luiz probably isn't the Aston Villa player that you'd think of going for, but he plays every game and he scores 4 or 5 a season or whatever. So it's
Should we reveal the teams then, and then we'll look at the fixtures?
Go for it.
Do it.
Oh yeah,
Are the fixtures up already?
Crack on.
yeah, it'll just auto-generate them, won't it? I suppose.
Yeah, I think it took a while in the lads' league, didn't it? On the B League.
No, they're up.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
up.
fixtures are up. Fixtures are up. So,
I've got Garrett.
you want me to reveal them?
Now time for the classified.
Yeah. So
fixtures.
here we go. It is Carl Gack versus Benno.
You need to. The team, I will say the team names when we go through the teams.
Gareth versus Jamesy.
Oh, the big one.
Here we go. The Drinkers Derby. It's Will Cooling versus RJ.
Brought to you by OJ Tiki Fire.
A bit of an Irish derby here. It is JP Houlihan versus Jordan Steins.
Oh, kick my
And it's Eddie versus Chris Linney.
It's a brilliant.
And making up the numbers, it's myself versus Chris Elliott.
Renwick, Ricky Morton.
I have also noticed that the first clash of the teams with the same name is in week 2.
Oh, nice and early. Right.
If
Winner keeps the name card,
winner,
right?
winner keeps the name.
Can you change a name mid-tournament?
I think you must be able to.
No, changed his to redacted, wasn't it? After the great hack.
I don't think
can
that's
be done. We do that. Winner takes all.
Or
was that the one where Benno hacked his own team so he could try and do better?
Didn't work out very well.
Connor mentions a big championship fixture as well this weekend, live on Sky Sports R5. Connor versus Matty.
That's your
the 2 teams that went down.
That's it. That's your Saturday 12:30 kickoff.
Did you hear Matty on the stream yesterday? In the last few rounds, he was like, "Is anyone on here a United fan?" He's basically picking the brains of his opposition while he was picking. What a chancer! What a chancer!
Yeah, I'm gonna try and share the teams now. Let's see if I can make it work.
It's just going to be fascinating. Just look at them in their totality.
Mine's very mid card, I would say. Like they do a job. From what?
I can't really make it big. How do I make it big?
Stop laughing, Chris.
There we go. That'll be better, I think. Put us to the side.
There we go. We can all calm down now. It's hyper stressful.
So
stressful, isn't it?
As Connor said, it was very quiet there for long stretches. Nobody was saying a word. It was like
can't give anything away either, can you?
No.
I was actually glad of the times when Garrett's would be 90 seconds just to take a breather.
Yeah, you need it. Sometimes you kind of want a reset, don't you? Like just reset 30 seconds.
Check my list and go, right, what have I got here? What am I?
Yeah, we'll start at the bottom. Let's do Eddie first. So Eddie's got Flecken, Verbruggen, is that his name?
Yeah.
Timber, Cash, Bayer, Webster, Hall, Son, Eze, and Bueno, Trossard, Paqueta, Isaac, Raul, and Tony.
Good midfield.
Yeah.
Really
Paqueta, if he goes to Man City, that'll be interesting how that goes.
I think that's an early 3-5-2 probably there with Eddie.
think we're all going to end up with 3-5-0, aren't we? Is the problem.
I mean,
I'm definitely one up front anyway, for sure.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I will at least be playing one striker.
Where JP have you got? Henry George?
So this is Fred and Taribo West. I've brought that name back in again. 'Cause I had to. If I can Photoshop Taribo West's head onto Rosemead. So I've gone in goal.
That's the worst way to do it, maybe.
So I've got Ramsdale and Neto in goal. Ramsdale, I mean, just Neto because he'll play. I'm assuming he will do. Christ knows. Something mad's happened. He's probably fallen out with the bloody new manager there. In defence, I've got John Stones, Nathan Aki, Tyrone Mings, Nathan Collins, and this Disassi bloke. He's assuming he knows to play football. The midfield is probably the most kind of traditional one. Bruno,
That's a good one.
Alexis McAllister, Rice, Coutinho, because I think he might have a decent season here under Emery as well. He seems to find something. And Caicedo, probably on the idea that he'll go somewhere, he'll go to a bigger club, and he will probably get started. And then up front, I've gone Gabriel Jesus and Evan Ferguson, Junior Haaland, and Danny Welbeck in case Evan Ferguson doesn't play.
Yeah. I wanted Jesus, so I'm jealous of that. But having Ferguson and Welbeck like that pretty much resolves that problem, doesn't it? I like
Also,
that.
Until Danny Welbeck does his cruise shit and is out for a year and a half.
Also, with Casadio,
does something as well.
If Casadio stays at Brighton, he'll probably be more attacking.
Yeah.
So, like, he'll be a fairly defensive midfielder if he does go to Liverpool or Chelsea. If he stays in Brighton, he probably becomes their like big creative midfielder. So, like, it's an either way bet.
And I'll fuck him off for another lad if he doesn't up to snuff.
There's Jeff. We'll reveal this to Jeff.
Nice one. Yeah. An hour and 3/4. Yeah.
That's good defense. Trent, Porro, Dawson, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
Diego Jota, Luis Diaz, same thing. There's what JP's done. Sterling.
Midfield,
I'm not even trying that name. Anyone know?
Soberslai.
Bernardo Silva, Wilson, Calvert-Lewin, Martial. That's actually solid.
It's a good strike force, yeah.
When they're all fit. When they're all fit.
Yes, come on.
He might play.
Holy fuck.
There's Garrett from the live from the toilet at a posh restaurant in the Crosby area. Kefa, Trafford.
He's done all right.
Yeah. Kanate, Burn, Consa. Who's that?
Ahmed Odzic.
Oh, the guard, Bowen. Wendia.
Wendy is out for 8 months, so
that only happened this morning. Yeah, that's bad luck for Gareth. Yeah. He did his cruise ship this morning. Yeah.
Oh, Gakpo and Mitrovic.
It's a good strike force again. Yeah. He's actually got 3 decent. If Mitrovic stays,
if Mitro stays, yeah.
I was shocked when I saw the news this morning that Mitro was like even in contention. I just assumed he was gone. Like,
no,
yeah,
he played a friendly during the week as well. So maybe Tony's just told him to fuck off.
Yeah, basically. I think so. Yeah. Tony's like, I've got far too much to deal with.
Yeah, very. He's like, look, mate, I've got to book this Wembley card. He's just staring at me. He's like, what are you on about?
I've got to put my main event on the show.
Why didn't you do this like earlier on in July?
I just can't have Benno shout at me on YouTube again. Come on.
No more clips on the timeline.
Glad you want to go through yours, Carl?
Oh, yeah, sure. This kid from Spurs who I've never heard of in goal, because Henderson's probably never going to play. I've tried to go defence and forwards heavy, so we've got Walker, Martinez, Botman, Silva, and Deer.
Solid.
Interesting one. Then my midfield will be Tonali and Martinelli. Because the other 3 might get a game between them, I'm not sure. And then Jackson from Chelsea, I think he's going to be the big one for them this season. Hopefully. Pedro, because everybody wanted him, and he's the one that all the famous tipsters are tipping. So, and then Solanke, he's a point scorer, and he's maybe not going to score a lot of goals, but he'll get points.
Yeah,
didn't even consider him, but that's a good shout. That
good shout.
Yeah, he was good for me last year. Yeah, Jamesy, there we go. IWC Johnston and Golding, so you got him.
Yeah, it was. I left the goalkeepers a bit late, and I was like, right, I grab him and Jose Sa because he'll play. Try to go strong defense. Chilwell, Estupiñán, Kanji, Zinchenko, Henry. I'd probably be playing 4, if not those 5, most weeks. Can you scroll down the midfield? Sorry, Ben. I can't.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, try to go strong midfield as well. Saka, Madison, Diaby, Gibbs White. Bit of a punt on Garnacho just for the first few weeks till something better comes up, and then completely binned off the strike force. I'll be playing Antonio on his own up front for most of the time.
Yeah.
I think Silva might get a game for Wolves. I think McBurney might start for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I had to pick someone basically up front.
Good midfield. Good midfield.
Yeah. I tried to go. I knew strikers would be gone within the first few rounds, so I just said, "Fuck it, I just leave them," and I just try and go strong as I can in midfield.
Same.
I think Henry as well. I don't think he's actually injured. I think he's eligible to play.
No, I have him in my action. I think he's the best 4.5 forward for the actual game.
I like Pinnock over Henry, but same defenders basically on this. So.
I just think they've good fixtures and they'll definitely play, and that's what you want. Yeah. He's my first sub in my proper team.
They were the two everyone kept getting like in the last season, wasn't it? Because they had all those doubles coming up.
The doubles,
like,
yeah.
And everyone scored.
I think
like that. I thought the same thing with the strikers. It's like once the big name ones were gone, what were you going to do? Like you're probably going to have a better shout in a few weeks when you know who's playing and stuff.
Get one who'll play, and then the other two can just be your bench.
Definitely. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, so this is drafting whilst drunk. So double up on Liverpool goalkeepers, just in case Alisson never plays. Then defenders, basically just try to get as many fullbacks as I could think of in the side. Should have, I think you'd have all 4 of the fullbacks playing, and it's just the Chelsea guy who may be a bit more unpredictable. So then midfielders. Obviously got Grealish. You got Gross from Brighton. And
the entire population of Newcastle.
Yeah, then you dribbled up on Newcastle. Bruno was really late in the draft when I picked him up. But
he didn't get a lot of points last year. He didn't get as many as perhaps expected.
He was more defensive, weren't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't too bad. Like, he wasn't brilliant, but he wasn't too bad. But so, obviously you pick, I think it might actually be all 5 of them because obviously I've got Haaland. He's great. The Chelsea forward is injured.
I'll laugh if he gets injured, though.
Well, yeah, then I'm fucked. And then Lukaku, will he either be in the league this time next week? Who knows?
Everton should go.
Yeah, to try.
I think playing the long game for Nkunku is a good idea.
I was going to do it.
That there's no strikers anyway. It's like someone got Tony as well. It's a really good idea. Like, fuck it.
Might as well. You're not going to use that spot on anything else, are you? You can sit on your bench. So this is Jordan. So we have Pope and Sanchez, Saliba, Shaw, Varane, Anderson, Hickey in defence. You got Salah. Okay, there you go. Havertz, Mudryk, Wilson, Sancho, Darwin. Is that Cunha? And Irene. That's a good squad.
That might be the best team so far.
Yeah.
Like in terms of balance between the 3, that's a really good team.
Darwin's
especially the Liverpool go off.
Yeah, like all his defenders would play every week. You could easily put the 5 of them on the pitch. Apart from Varane, he'd been injury prone. Very, very solid.
I like it. Yeah, Jordan's the winner so far. There we go. Christopher Linney.
Oh dear.
What we got?
So we've got Emi Martinez as a starting defender with Matt Turner, the recent move from Arsenal to Forest, to probably be the number 1. So he can rotate in whenever Villa look like they're in for a dicking.
You getting him in the real team? You spend.
He's my he's my. I've got Onana and Turner as the midfield. Defense. Gabriel, the Arsenal defender. Everyone's expecting to do ridiculously well. Guardiola. I expect he won't play every week, but when he does, he'll be pretty great in that team. Pinnock, who's my favourite 4.5 defender. I think him and Pau Torres, the Villa guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those two will be great at that sort of price point. But in this, I think Pinnock will be good. Tim Ream as well was really good value last year. Fulham a solid defence, and he turns up with a goal every now and again. Aguerd as well. I don't know how the Hammers defence is going to turn up, but last year he was very good, I thought, and a decent attacking. I can see Cole shaking his head, but I think he might still be there. Midfield, not as explosive, but I think solid. Kuleweski, I think, might be good in that Spurs midfield. Solly March will probably be one of the few Brighton defenders you'd expect to play every week. Casemiro as well in the pivot, and same with Douglas Luiz. They'll play all the time and they chip in every now and again with a little bit. Kluivert's a bit of a flyer, but I think he's I enjoyed him when he was playing in Serie A, and I'm always a mark for a second generation player. So hopefully he does quite well. And then up top, Kane, who I'm assuming is going to stay. Alvarez, who I think is going to play a lot more for City this year than he did last year, and Mubama, who's the IWC striker slot at the 4.5. He did very well in pre-season friendlies. Might be getting the role up top. So, yeah, I think it's quite balanced, actually.
Yeah. I don't know.
Luiz is very solid.
Like that. Yeah, good shows.
I don't think there's anyone that I'd have to sit, nobody that I've picked that I don't think will play most weeks, really.
Yeah.
Maybe Aguero.
That's the thing with this inconsistency, isn't it? That's so
even a 2-pointer every week is valuable.
Yeah.
If you have a guy that's just chipping away with 2 points every week, that's okay. Sometimes just getting 90 minutes out of people is all right.
You really need only, if you have 3 players who have good weeks, generally you'd imagine if the others are starters, that should get you through more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Chris Elliott. There you go, Chris.
Well, we've gone with James's best friend Edison in goal.
Enjoy him.
With Fabianski on the bench. Defense, we've got Luke Shaw, Ben White, Ben Mee, Ivan Perisic, and the power that is Harry Maguire. Midfield, gone with Rashford, Anthony, Johnson, Lerma, and Jensen. And then up front, unfortunately not Real Madrid, Vinicius. We've got Danny Ings and Odsonne Edouard. And that is Greenock Ricky Morton.
I mean, obviously, as a United fan, you're praying Maguire gets sold anyway, but you're really praying he gets sold now.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Andy Ogden.
Yeah, so I've gone with Onana in nets, who's I think everyone's favourite keeper for the proper team. Man of Steel, Jason Steele, will be the number one for a bit, I think, till he buggers up and the Bruggen's in. Pau Torres, I think, is probably your best 4.5 million defender. Dunk's first choice. Gueye always pops in with a clean sheet and a couple of yellow cards as ever to minus points you. Igor, not the butler off Count Duckula. I think he's probably going to be first choice centre half with Dunk. Malo, he'll be in United's team maybe more than Wan-Bissaka. Midfield, Matoma, everyone's favourite from last season. He'll pop in with a few. Mason Mount, if he recaptures his Chelsea form of 2 years ago, he's probably a good choice. Harvey Barnes been doing well in pre-season. It was a toss-up because at the time it was him and Almiron who was still in the draft. And Almiron, if you remember, started last season, did excellently, but then had an injury and then he couldn't regain his form. Philip Billing, probably one of Bournemouth's better players last season. Sharda, not the singer from the 80s. 20 million they spent on Sharda. Yeah, so he'd probably be a first teamer. Watkins, I think he's possibly one of the main strikers to go for. Since Jesus got injured, Wissa, he's the main man up front for Brentford. And Carlton Morris, 28 goals in the Championship last season. So, like I said earlier, I think it's a mid-level player team, but I think they'll all start.
Workhorse team.
The workhorse team, yeah. team Graps and Claps. There you go.
Professor. And here's my one last. So in goal, got Raya and Leno. Raya was a proper panic. I had 2 seconds left to pick. Choice was too early. That I'm still hoping he's going to be Arsenal's number 1, but I wish I'd had another idea. But I'll take it. Reece James, Van Dijk. Is it Udogi or Udogi? I've seen him in
Udogi.
Content creator teams, and he's been on the watch list. Keith Colwell, Roughneck. I think I've got 5 starting defenders at least for the start of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
Colwell might push off. Midfield, KDB, Foden, Richarlison.
Signed up to Pet Roulette again, Ben.
Yeah, I know. But again, if I've got them both, maybe it'll work out.
Good midfield, that, Benno. Good midfield.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, I think. Obviously, Richarlison. I'll be the one hoping Kane leaves the league. But still think he's worth having, so quite happy with that. And then forwards is what I like to the. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, as long as he.
You popped up picking him. I was like, how did I not think of him? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
in my actual draft where I've got like a 5.5 million slot. I'm like, is he going to be? I don't think he'll be as good as last year, but he's definitely like that sort of.
4.5 last year.
Yeah, he's got a 1 million. But like, if they keep Mitro, you feel like he'll be still at 5.5. He'll be a great pick.
But if they lose Mitro, he'll be on penalties. So
yeah,
either way, it's good. Yeah,
and they'll have Vinicius and the lad that used to be at Wolves. That
Jimenez,
Jimenez, yeah.
I could do with any of them because my strikers my strike force is led by Neil Maupay with the ghost of Nketiah and that child Balogun who might end up like playing for some of these under-17s. Fingers crossed, it might work out. Could happen.
Keep him till the real window closes, Benno, because you could get lucky with him.
Yeah,
that was totally my thought.
Because I think he goes on loan to West Ham.
Yeah,
that's like a massive deal.
He'd go straight into Palace's first team and play every week, no problem.
Yeah,
I mean, in the game he's 4.5, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, your other options are looking at the people that haven't been picked: Jay Rodriguez, Kiefer Moore, Chris Wood. You know, it's just so you might be better off with Balogun. To be fair,
we were here this time last year when those chances were knocking around, and people didn't want to go for them unless you were in absolute dire, desperate straits.
Yeah. I got Danny Welbeck in the first transaction window. Like, there's always possibilities. Might be someone there. Somebody might be sat there.
Well, Andy hasn't been in already offering us all trades. Andy,
not yet. That's tomorrow morning on my break.
Great. Brilliant. Right, I suppose we'll leave it there then. We'll let Jeff get to bed. Sorry, Jeff. We've
nice one, lad. Yeah, nice one.
A lot of fun, but yeah, we were saying, weren't we, James? We might do like a check-in at some point with the regular league and stuff like that. We're still trying to figure out what the best schedule is as far as doing that. But
there was a show where we were all together in person that could use like maybe a 20-25 minute FPL checkup.
You think you to all in it?
Well, I don't know, you know.
It could be the
are you allowed to talk about football in a pub? No, who can say? Who can say?
What we should
just do it.
I'd rather talk about football and fucking Brit Race.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, nice one, lads. Another good draft. We'll see. So £20 in. We'll see how we'll figure out how the league lines up. Yeah. Definitely keep the integrity of the league. Bottom 2 get relegated. Top 2 in the league 2 go up.
And 20 quid a man.
Yeah. There you go. 20 quid a man as well. Boss. Nice one then, lads. Yep, we'll call it a night. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we'll catch you all again very soon.
Harry Maguire.
Good night, lads. Bye.